This is the world's smallest plunger, and this is what 100 of them look like altogether. Just look at how tiny it is compared to my regular sized one. The small ones are too little to throw on signs, but I definitely can hide them.
So I've had this idea for a while now to create a scavenger hunt for some of my followers, actually all of them. Just like Logan Paul did for me in this video that's on my other channel. And whoever finds one of these mini plungers, I will personally send them a Venmo and buy them a coffee. Well, as luck would have it, I finally had my perfect opportunity to make this happen. Now, you guys know that I love Morgan & Morgan. I've ran a marathon with them. They sent me to another NASCAR race. Well, it just so happens that they invited me to another NASCAR race, and this time it's a big one. It's the Phoenix Shriners Children's 500. What a freaking tongue twister that is, huh? So when they reached out to me inviting me to come to this NASCAR race, originally our idea was to put a plunger on the big old sign out front of the raceway. But while we were brainstorming ideas together, I thought about their company, what it stands for.
They're an injury law firm and they fight to give back to the people.
So when we came up with the idea to spread 100 of the world's smallest plungers across this big old race, I thought to myself, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity for us to give back.
I decided I would turn it into a scavenger hunt for my followers.
Oh, and if you're wondering why we're using the world's smallest plunger, not my regular sized plungers, it's because my regular sized plungers are considered a weapon, because they have a wooden handle. If you don't believe me, this was TSA's reaction last week.
Good. Any draining issues around here? Any plumbing issues around here?
I'm not gonna ask why you have it.
Okay, sounds good.
unless you're that YouTuber that likes to throw.
Oh yeah, that's me.
That is you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
Yeah. Impressive shot.
Thank you.
But that video's for another day. Which brings us to our goal for this video. First is to place 100 plungers throughout the NASCAR race. Second of all is to post hint to my subscribers so that I can buy them a coffee and hopefully some of them will be there and hopefully some of them will find them. And number 3
is to come back and plunge all 10 levels of this massive sign.
So with the game plan of this video set in stone, we have to discuss our very first problem. I have to get 100 of these mini plungers inside of the race to even sneak them in.
Oh yeah, gonna need these bad boys.
Oh yeah.
Sick. I have absolutely no idea how I'm gonna walk in with 100 plungers, but this is gonna be the mission. All right, here's all the prohibited items, and I see nothing about plungers.
And Morgan & Morgan, being the freaking awesome geniuses they are, signed me up with an exclusive VIP package ticket that is so high level and so exclusive, I literally needed to pass a background check to enter the race. And hopefully, because I've already been pre-checked, security will be a bit more lenient with me when I come in with 100 plungers.
Yeah. Pockets? Oh, battery, phone.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Cool. Oh, sweet.
They decided to let me through and I was officially in the race. The cool thing about these tickets is I'm also getting exclusive VIP access to the NASCAR haulers and I get to see everything that goes on behind the scenes. And because Morgan & Morgan is also sponsoring the 2-time world champion Austin Dillon during this race, they decided to give me a backstage tour of the hauler. Now that we're inside the racetrack, I needed my trusty sidekick to help me hide these, Mackenzie.
You look so cool!
Thanks, baby. All right, come help me record. We're gonna go and we're gonna spread them all around. And if any of my subscribers find them, I'm gonna buy them a coffee, so we'll see.
I put the first one in Victory Lane because I secretly want it to be on TV.
Go, 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 go!
We did that.
I took that.
You said, wait 1 second.
Plunge in the G spot. All right, let's head off.
That blended in so perfectly. It's like the same shade. Oh!
Row 6, I only needed 1.
After placing them all, Mackenzie and I took a quick axe throwing break to make sure my plunging skills were still sharp.
Oh, let's go! First try!
Okay, it's all perfectly in the...
And then hit the hit the structure.
After all of them were hidden, I posted a couple of hints on my TikTok story just like this one, and now it's just time to enjoy the race while I wait to see if there's any responses coming in. And this is when I got to meet Austin Dillon, which is pretty cool. Then they did the national anthem with a sweet flyover from these airplane fighter jets, and then it was time to sit inside of the pit box behind the scenes where the team is ran while the cars are actually racing. And that's when we got some bad news for the race. Just 3 laps into this thing, Austin Dillon got into an accident. You can see him pulling in here with just a broken car. But at least things were looking good for the scavenger hunt, because just a few minutes later I received my first DM from one of my subscribers. So I sent off the first Venmo of the day. Looking back at it, I should have probably asked for proof because anybody could have just lied about it, but really I was so invested in this race because it was so cool that I kind of forgot to ask anybody for proof. But I did go back to check to see if any of the easy ones to find were missing, and there definitely were. I just don't know, if somebody just picked them up for fun or if somebody that follows me actually grabbed them. Also, I don't think anybody prepares you for how loud these races actually are. This is one of the coolest things I've ever done. They're standing by my Plunger in victory lane, they don't even know. Morgan and Morgan, I literally love you. Your turn.
Morgan, I literally love you.
Throughout the day, I received 4 more DMs that claimed they found a plunger here inside of the racetrack, so I sent 4 more Venmos off. But I wasn't done yet because I wanted to get a little mini plunger into victory lane. And with all of the challenges completed for race day, it's time for the biggest and most important one, plunging the sign outside of the racetrack. So I pulled up the next day and it's time to get at it.
I kind of want to plunge each one of these sections that has a little white line on it. Easy. Easy. That's light work. That's light work. So now we're going to go for the blue section. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got that one.
I accidentally knocked that one off and I wanted to have the entire blue section filled at one time, so I just didn't count that one.
Perfect. Heck yeah. Easy.
And then my cameras died while a couple more fell off, so that's why one of them magically moved. And I finally got the entire blue section filled up at once, so now it's time for the final 2 trick shots.
Okay, let's give this a shot. Oh, I threw it right over. Oh my god, that should have stuck. Oh, it hit right on the ridge.
And now it's time to hit the final and tallest one.
Jerk it out.
That's all of them in a row.
Also, I got pretty lucky I didn't have to call Morgan and Morgan for a personal injury.
I wasn't looking.